Hey everybody, so if you're a true crime fan, by now you have already seen the videos and the body cam footage that was released from the Jodi Hildebrandt and Ruby Frank case. Now, what happened, just a quick reminder, Ruby Frank's kids are at Jodi Hildebrandt's house and the son escapes. This is actually the second time he escapes, and he goes to the neighbor's house and he's banging on the door, he's asking for food, he's emaciated, he's got duct tape on his wrists and on his legs. That neighbor does the right thing and calls the police. And then you see what happens afterwards, or the aftermath. The police come, they storm the house, they knock on the door, they basically just grab Jodi, they pull her out of the way, and then they go do a complete search of the house. And people say, well, how does that happen? Don't they need a warrant? Jodi's asking, where's your warrant? They don't need one, all right? It's based on emergency exception to the Fourth Amendment, or what people call the exigent circumstances. The idea is behind this is that the officers have to be objectively reasonable, that there is somebody in there that could need assistance, right? So that's why there's no such thing as a murder scene exception. Because once the emergency is over, the police have to pull out and then get a search warrant if they want to continue to do, the searches. Where can the police look for somebody? Well, they're looking for kids here, so they can look anywhere that a child can hide or be held. So that could be under beds, in closets, big trunks, whatever it may be. So we used to refer to this as the elephant in the ashtray, right? So if I'm looking for an elephant, I can't look for him in your ashtray because he's not going to fit. So, for instance, the police are not going to be opening up sock drawers looking for these kids, right? It has to be able to fit what you're looking for. And that's the bottom line. That not only applies in the home, but it also applies into vehicles. Same theories behind that. The issue that comes down to is television has really done a terrible job when it comes to the emergency exception or the exigent circumstances, right? You see this all the time in Hollywood TV shows or movies where the cops are outside and they say, hey, did you hear that? And the cop's like, what? Hear what? Oh, somebody's screaming, and they just barge in and knock in the door, right? So they really have done law enforcement no favor there because people actually believe what they see on television or in the movies, and they think that's exactly what happens. That's not the case. This is what happens when you have an emergency exception to the search warrant, and this is what happens when the police have to go and try to basically save other people's lives. And they found this one young girl, right? They find her on the floor. So this is exactly how emergency exceptions should go down. The U.S. Supreme Court has said time and time again in a number of decisions over the years, including in the last 10 years, that the police are allowed to do this in order to save lives. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. We'll try to answer them for you. You guys, thanks for following and subscribing, and have a great one.